Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Sidney Quitorio on the line, and he's a CEO and founder over at Native Leaf Co. Sidney, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam. Thank you for the introduction. I really appreciate it. Glad to be on.
All right, Sidney. So you picked a hot topic today, and excited to get into it. So building a company that heavily values company culture. We're all about culture here in Mission. So this is exciting, and I'm excited to get your take on it. So just to get us kicked off. So Sidney, we at Mission Matters amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. That's our mission. Sidney, what mission matters to you?
It's a really good question, Adam. The mission that matters to me the most is really creating a world where people are inspired to be the best that they can be. And right now, we kind of accomplish this with our two companies, Purple Rose Supply, where we create exceptional cannabis products that get people to challenge the status quo, as well as Native Leaf Co., where we handpick families fresh from the cannabis plant that you love smoking, so we can create a more natural experience. And it really empowers people to smoke the most natural that they can smoke, you know?
So, I mean, let's talk a little bit more about how you got on this path of entrepreneurship. I mean, like, how did you get started?
Yeah, so, I used to be a software engineer for a handful of years, and although it was, it was somewhat fulfilling, I worked at a mission-driven startup, and, I didn't really have too much to complain about. It really didn't feel like it was, if I had $1 billion, that's what I would be doing the very next day, So I really tried to explore, try to figure out where was that disconnect? Why wasn't I doing what I felt like I should have been doing at that time? And that's what led me to entrepreneurship. So I really tried exploring several different businesses. I tried various different things out. But, in the end, I kind of fell back in love with my old passion, cannabis, So when I figured out a product that I really loved using, product that my friends loved using, it was kind of like a no-brainer to switch gears from software engineering and start my own company, which was Purple Rose Supply.
That's awesome. And so your topic today, so about company culture and its importance. I mean, how much importance do you place on building a good company culture?
Yeah, and we place a ton of importance on building a good company culture. It's baked in through all aspects of our company, from hiring. We have a pretty intense hiring process. We also make sure that everybody that comes on, they have a little bit of a probation period where we just check for, again, alignment with the core company values, making sure that everybody meshes in. Because really, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if somebody's a star player if they don't, if they're not mission aligned, and if they're not really aligned with the company culture.
So leaders versus managers. I mean, first off, I think maybe it starts to it makes sense for you to kind of define like the difference between the two and what you see, because really the goal would ultimately be to build leaders. But I mean, how do we do that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And in my mind, the difference between leaders and managers are leaders will set the goal and managers will execute the goal that they're told to accomplish. So in my mind, if you want to create leaders versus managers, you really, really need to make sure that everyone has autonomy. And again, that they're mission aligned, because if you just give somebody autonomy and let them run free, if they're not mission aligned, then, they're going to act in their own self-interest. And again, nobody ever wants that. So I really think those are key right there, which is why one of our most important core values is owning it. We want to make sure that everybody owns whatever they do, and to really own something, to own a task, to own a department, to own even a project, you need to have essentially autonomy. You need to have the keys to accomplish your job. You need to have the keys to accomplish exactly what goal you're going to set and how you're going to get there.
So what are your plans going forward for Native Leaf Co.? I mean, tell us a little bit more about your plans for the company.
Yeah, so right now, Native Leaf Co., we really just want to make sure that we provide the cleanest wrapping material for our customers. When I first started getting into this project, I didn't even realize how dirty most of the cannabis products are out there, whether it's cannabis or tobacco products. So I really want to make sure that we continually provide the cleanest possible smoke for our customers. So whenever they do wrap their cannabis, they can always go to us if they want the most natural option.
That's awesome. So that being said, Sidney, it has been a pleasure having you on the show today, and I love seeing entrepreneurs out there, chasing their dreams, and I love your topic today about building important company culture and the idea of owning it. I mean, that's a great one. That's great. So these values and these things, I mean, they make all the difference in our businesses and really in the quality of the lives of the people that work day in and day out in our businesses. So great stuff there. So final question, Sidney. So if somebody's watching this right now or listening to this and they want to learn more about Native Leaf Co. or about your other companies and to follow your journey, I mean, what's the best way for people to do that?
Yeah, they could check us out on Instagram at Purple Rose Supply. Again, that's our parent company. And then we also have at Native Leaf Co.
Fantastic. And let's leave those one more time.
That is Purple Rose Supply and Native Leaf Co.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again, Sidney, for coming on the show. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you learned a lot. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We definitely want you to be a return listener or viewer. And Sidney, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome, Adam. Thank you again for having me.